On the 10th of September, the RRT UK Facebook page posted about World Suicide Prevention Day. Anyone who knows me knows that this is a subject that's very close to my heart. Now, the post in question was about suicide in construction, which is a very important subject, and it is one that desperately needs addressing. There are far too many deaths by suicide in the construction industry. However, my point is this: in the post, it says behind every high vis is a person that matters. So my question to the RRT and to the PBCC is this: what about those that aren't behind a high vis? What about those that are in your community? What about those ex-members of your community? What about those members who have died by suicide within your community, and yet you refuse to admit that that's what it was? You hide the death behind some other explanation. How about admitting that that's what it was? Because the pressure of your community became too much. The trauma that members suffer becomes too much. Ex-members who have either died by suicide or have attempted suicide, do they matter? The hashtag in that post was #RRTcares. So let me ask you this: where's the care for those who have suffered at the hands of elders and priests from your community? Where's the care for those who have attempted suicide? Where's the care for ex-members who have attempted suicide because of the trauma they still carry? Where's the care for survivors of abuse? Ex-members whose perpetrators of abuse still carry on in the community and are protected by the community, and yet are never made to face justice because they can confess their sins and all is forgiven. Where's the care for the survivors of that abuse? The decades of mental health battles that they face for decades after. Where's the care for them? Where's the care for ex-members who have reached out when they're at that lowest point of thinking the only way out is to take their own life? Where's the care for them? And when they reach out to their brother, or their partner reaches out to their brother, and their brother's response is, "Do you think he meant it?" Or their own mother, who suspects that they've attempted suicide, but won't make the call herself. She has to get someone else to do it. Where's the care then? My question is this: if RRT really cares, why not start a bit closer to home and start looking into things that should never, ever have happened, and should never, ever have been covered up, and still continue to be covered up to this day?